Is traveling abroad really worth it? Hmm. Well, that's the $1,001 question a lot of people have been asking. And in this video, I will be highlighting 5 things that you need to do in order to have a soft landing when you finally decide to migrate to a different country. Contrary to a lot of videos on the internet space, social media platforms where a lot of people have shared their own personal experience, taking nothing away from them, most of them have said a lot about how difficult it has been for them to adapt into their new environment, of how hard it has been for them to even get started. Well, I come with a more positive news. So skip no part of this video. Watch this video to the very end because the last point is the most important. Number one, have a solid plan. I cannot overemphasize that enough. Without a plan, you cannot tell if you are growing or achieving your goals, because your goals are the things that help you measure or track your growth wherever you are or wherever you find yourself. Before I left my country, like Nigeria, to the United States, the first thing I did was to have a solid plan of what I want to achieve in this country, and I wrote them down and I put down ways that I think I should be able to get those things, like, completed. Before you leave, before you pack your things and leave wherever country you are, make sure that you have a plan A, then plan B, then plan C. Why must you have all those plans? Because things can change. I don't want to say things can go wrong. I want to say things can change. So when things changes, it doesn't it doesn't catch you by surprise. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a surprise attack. You know what I'm saying? So please have a plan. At least 3 different plans. So number 2, be ready to take a detour. This is where a lot of people start giving up on their goals and dreams. Before you move to a different country, remember, a lot of things are going to change. You are planning based on what you know, based on what people tell you, based on your recent findings or whatever findings you've been making over the years. When you get to a different country, it comes with a different challenge. Everybody will experience different challenges when you get to a different country. So you must be ready to take a detour. You must be ready to know that you might not achieve those goals at the time that you wrote down in your book. So you know that in as much as you are still working towards that plan, it might take several years, but you're definitely gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? So I'll use myself again as an example. Before I came into this country, I told myself I was gonna go back to school. So when I got here, I found out that the jobs around here is not easy to get. Like, it's easy to get, but I mean, the kind of job that I want to get, it's not easy to get. Like, you need a lot of qualifications to be able to get to those kind of jobs. You know what I'm saying? So what did I do? I already wrote down plans. I was going to achieve that in my first year. But no, that thing is taking a little bit longer. So I know that now I know it's going to take longer, and I'm working towards it. But at the same time, I'm not discouraged because I know where I'm going. I'm ready to take the longer route to achieve my goal. So number 3, ask questions and make your own findings. Some people do not like to ask questions. They like to try to do things on their own, which is not a bad thing. But sometimes just being able to open your mouth to ask somebody a question could save you a whole lot of stress. You know what I'm saying? When I'm about to get a job, I had to ask some people around, like, hey, how do I go about this? Because I don't know how to even look for a job over here. Back home, I just go to companies and submit my applications. So, why don't you just try creating your resume on Indeed? I was like, oh wow. I'm not promoting any, you know what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to say. So when the person told me that, I went back home, I created and I started applying for jobs right in my room, and that was so convenient because I could apply for 20 jobs a day. You know what I'm saying? So just being able to be open to asking questions and making your own findings, you know what I'm saying, and being ready to learn will help you a great deal. So number 4, be ready to do the dirty work. Now, this is the part I'm going to be talking a little bit deeper on. This is the part a lot of people always be like, oh, no, it's too difficult. Listen, I know that before you left home, you probably was a bank manager. You probably was doing a very good job. But before you decide to leave, which is what I was telling you in the beginning, which was number 1, which is making sure you have a plan. But before you left back home, something was driving you. There must be a reason you want to leave. And that reason you want to leave must be stronger than whatever challenges that's going to be placed in front of you. So coming back to this point where I said be ready to do the dirty work. Nobody's going to do it for you in this country. Nobody is going to do it for you. When you come here, you must be ready to go down 3 steps just to be able to come up 5 steps later. Before I came to this country, I used to be a teacher, dress clean, go to schools, take math from different schools, what I'm saying? I was doing a clean job, what I'm saying? I was doing not rich, but all right. And I'm like, I was just doing all right. But when I got to this country, man, I had to work in what do you call it? That's another story for another day. But I had to work in a mattress company, picking up mattresses, and I'm saying like heavy mattresses, like picking it up. We are the ones who actually make mattresses. The company makes mattresses. It was so difficult for me. The first day I remember I went home and I was crying, literally, like I was crying because my body was aching. Never done that kind of a job in my entire life. Yeah, it was so hard. You might be thinking, oh, but you're in America. I'm telling you, people go through a lot too over here. That's another story for another day. But yeah, so what I'm trying to say literally is no one's going to do the dirty work for you. Make sure you wake up in the morning and go get yourself out there and, apply yourself right just to get to your goals. So be ready to do whatever job you see. It might not be the ideal job, but you know where you are going. So long as you know where you're going, it's going to get easier. So the last one, which I would say, save no matter how little. So a lot of people always want to wait until they have some big money coming in. You're not always going to get that all the time. So before you get to those places where you make a lot of money in this country, you got to start somewhere. So when you start somewhere, no matter how little it is, $50, $20, $30, just save it. Over the course of 1 year, you'll be shocked of how much you've been able to save. Versus if you haven't saved at all, versus you waiting to get that big paycheck to be able to take a huge amount to save. You're not going to get that easily. So start saving little by little. That's where a lot of people fail. At the end of the day, be like, oh, I don't have nothing and I want to go back home and I'm so ashamed of myself because I don't have nothing to show for it. Well, you don't have nothing to show for it because you were not applying yourself right. So that little $50, that little $100, save them because it's going to help you a great deal. So I've been able to highlight 5 things. There are a lot of things, but I'm going to have highlighted 5 things today of what you need to do in order to maximize your time in whatever country that you are. So I'll quickly run through it one more time. Number 1, have a solid plan. Number 2, be open to taking a detour. Number 3, ask questions and make your own findings. Number 4, be ready to do the dirty work. And number 5, save no matter how little. Save for the future. And thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. Other videos will be dropping very soon. So thank you. Share this video too. Like, subscribe, and you know what to do. See y'all.